Hello students, last day you saw that how Mrs. Hall and Mr. Hall was actually searching, investigating in the stranger's room, and then what happens, all of a sudden Mrs. Hall heard a sniff close to her ear. What a sniff is, when you breathe shortly, short quick breathing, the sound of breathing, it is the sound of just smelling, doing like that is actually known as sniffing. She just heard something, a sniff in the air, and a moment later from that point the hat on the bedpost leaped up and dashed itself into her face. As nobody could see the stranger, Mrs. Hall and Mr. Hall, what did they see after that? Just the moments after the sniffing they heard, this Mrs. Hall saw that the hat actually hang on the bedpost. Leaped up means it just jumped in the air, obviously of its own. That's what the Mrs. Hall and Mr. Hall saw. As actually it was holding up by a stranger, by the griffin, but we all know that griffin cannot be seen, and it dashed itself into her face. And then actually what the hat actually did, the hat actually just dashed means just went fast forward towards the face of Mrs. Hall. Then the bedroom chair became alive. Became alive means to show that student, it also felt that it has also got life from somewhere, the chair, because chair started to shake, and it was the stranger, the griffin himself, who was actually doing all those things. But Mrs. Hall and Mr. Hall could not get all those things. The incident that's happening here would ultimately make them to reach a conclusion where they would think that this of their room has actually become haunted, and they will accuse griffin for all this. They would think that it is the griffin because of whom their house has become haunted, because they would think that this griffin is slightly airy kind of person. He is someone who knows some magical power. He is a sorcerer type of person. That's what the Mrs. Hall and Mr. Hall would think.